Yeah, man, that top 50 Billboard list, man, had a lot of people mad, man. Jada, he was too high on that list, if you ask me, man. And you know, one of the main things people was mad about was Jay being the head of Pac. What you think about that, man? You being the MC?
As a lyricist, I believe he is. Like I believe Pac was like a poet and a warrior. That's what I think makes him really special. I believe he stood in a class of his own. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think people want everything and everybody to feel how they feel. I'm 48, bro. Like I'm not the type of person that's gonna tell her get one. Most people who got mad at the list, do they even know who wrote the list? Right? So now I'm not gonna feed into energy, or why would they feed in their energy or waste their time feeding into something that they don't believe in their heart? What really counts is the amount of people who believe in their heart and knowing how many people Pac moved. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that's what makes it special. I think nowadays, today's generation, they focus on what people say without even knowing who the people are, and then they care about shit that they really shouldn't care about. Like if you don't feel Cove is better than Pac, why the fuck do you give a fuck about some person that wrote it that you don't even know? It's not like you in a car with them, you went to school with them, they're your family member or this. Like I find it hard to give a fuck about strangers' opinions, to be bluntly honest with you. Like
Right, right.
you know what I'm saying, or to let it weigh me down, or to feed into it that much. I rank Pac as Pac is one of the best who ever did it. I rank him. I put him in a different category because, like I said, I told you he's a poet and a warrior. Like it's very different. Like he made songs that touched the world in a different way. Like dudes wasn't making Dear Mama. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shed so many tears. All eyes on me. So his range between poet and passion and art and blackness and using his voice, I put him in a class of his own, which I think the world has, is why he's still relevant to this day, and we're still talking about him the way we are. That's the mark he left. That's the impact. That's how much of an impact he had. He brought rap to a different place with being a poet and a warrior at the same time, and going through his trials and tribulations in front of the world. So, um, like there's times in my life where I've listened to Pop for two different reasons: the poet aspect, and there's times in my life where I was going through some shit and his music just resonated. Like it just made sense at the time. Like this is kind of the shit I'm on, and this is what I'm doing, and I feel he was both sides of the fence. He was a for somebody to be complex yet original is a difficult thing. Like, you know what I mean? So I believe he did that very well.